The Secret by Rhonda Byrne. Rhonda Byrne, a year ago, my life collapsed around me. I did work myself into exhaustion. My father died suddenly, and my relationships with my work colleagues and loved ones were in turmoil. Little did I know at the time, out of my greatest despair was to come the greatest gift. I had been given a glimpse of the great secret, the secret to life. The glimpse came in 100-year-old book given to me by my daughter Haley. I began tracing the secret back through history. I couldn't believe all the people who knew this. They were the greatest people in history: Plato, Shakespeare, Newton, Hugo, Beethoven, Lincoln, Emerson, Edison, Einstein. Incredulous, I asked, why doesn't everyone know this? Burning desire to share the secret with the world consumed me, and I began searching for people alive today who knew the secret. One by one, they began to emerge. I became a magnet. As I began to search, one great living master after another was drawn to me. When I discovered one teacher that would link to the next in a perfect chain, if I was on the wrong track, something else would catch my attention, and through the diversion, the next great teacher would appear. If I accidentally pressed the long ring on an internet search, I would be led to a vital piece of information. In a few short weeks, I had traced the secret back through the centuries, and I discovered the modern day practitioners of the secret. The vision of taking the secret to the world in a film had become fixed in my mind, and over the following 2 months, my film and television production team learned the secret. It was imperative that every team member knew it because without its knowledge, what we were about to attempt would be impossible. We did not have a single teacher secured to film, but we knew the secret, and so, with utter faith, I flew from Australia to the United States, where the majority of teachers were based. 7 weeks later, the secret team had filmed 55 of the greatest teachers across the United States with over 120 hours of film. With every step, with every breath, we used the secret to create the secret. We literally magnetized everything and everyone to us. 8 months later, the secret was released. As the film swept the world, stories of miracles began to flood in. People wrote about healing from chronic pain, depression, and disease, walking for the first time after an accident, even recovering from a deathbed. We have received thousands of accounts of the secret being used to bring about large sums of money and unexpected checks in the mail. People have used the secret to manifest their perfect homes, life partners, car, jobs, and promotions, with many accounts of businesses being transformed within days of applying the secret. There have been heartwarming stories of stressed relationships involving children being restored to harmony. Some of the most magnificent stories we have received have come from children using the secret to attract what they want, including high grades and friends. The secret had inspired doctors to share the knowledge with their patients, universities and schools with their students, health clubs with their clients, churches of all denominations, and spiritual centers with their congregations. There are secrets parties being held in homes around the world as people share the knowledge with loved ones and families. The secret has been used to attract all manner of things, from a specific feather to $10 million. All of this has taken place in a few months since the release of the film. My intention in creating The Secret was, and still is, that It will bring joys to millions around the world. The secret team is experiencing the realization of that intention every day as we receive thousands upon thousands of letters from people across the world of all ages, all races, and all nationalities expressing gratitude for the joy of the secret. There isn't a single thing that you cannot do with this knowledge. It doesn't matter who you are or where you are. The secret can give you whatever you want. 24 amazing teachers are featured in this book. Their words were filmed all over the United States, all at different times, yet they speak as one voice. This book contains the secret teacher's word and it also contains miraculous stories of the secret in action. I have shared all the easy path tips and shortcuts that I have learned so that you can live the life of your dreams. You will notice throughout the book that in certain places I have capitalized the word you. The reasons I did this because I want you, the reader, to feel and know that I created this book for you. I am speaking to you personally when I say you. My intention is for you to feel a personal connection with these pages because the secret has been created for you. As you travel through the pages and you learn the secret, you will come to know how you can have, be, or do anything you want. You will come to know who you really are. You will come to know the true magnificence that awaits you. This is the foreword that the author had put it for the readers to know what motivated him to write this book. The first chapter, The Secret Revealed. Bob Proctor, philosopher, author, and personal coach. The secret gives you anything you want: happiness, health, and wealth. Dr. Joe Vitale, metaphysician, marketing specialist, and author, says you can have, do, or be anything you want. John Assaraf, entrepreneur and money making expert, says we can have whatever it is that we choose. I don't care how big it is. What kind of house do you want to live in? Do you want to be a millionaire? What kind of business do you want to have? Do you want more success? What do you really want? Dr. John DeMartini says this is the great secret of life. Dr. Dennis Waitley, psychologist and trainer in the field of mind potential, says the leaders in the past who had the secret wanted to keep the power and not share the power. They kept people ignorant of the secret. People went to work, they did their job, they came home, they were on the treadmill with no power because the secret was kept in few. Throughout history, there have been many who coveted the knowledge of the secret, and there have been many who found a way spreading this knowledge to the world. Michael Bernard Beckwith, visionary and founder of Agape International Spiritual Center, says, I have seen many miracles taking place in people's life. Financial miracles, miracles of physical healing, mental healing, healing of relationships. Jack Canfield, author, teacher, life coach, and motivational speaker, says, all of this happened because of knowing how you apply the secret. What is the secret? Bob Proctor, you have or probably been sitting there wondering, what is the secret? I'll tell you how I have come to understand it. We all work with one infinite power. We all guide ourselves to by exactly the same laws, the natural laws of the universe, and so precise that we don't even have any difficulty building spaceships. We can send people to the moon and we can time the landing with precision of a fraction of a second. Wherever you are, India, Australia, New Zealand, Stockholm, London, Toronto, Montreal, or New York. We are all working with one power, one law, it's attraction. The secret is law of attraction. Everything that's coming into your life, you're attracting into your life, and it's attracted to you by virtue of images you're holding in your mind. It's what you're thinking. Whatever is going on in your mind, you are attracting to you. Every thought of yours is a real thing, a force, said by Prentice Fraudlin. The greatest teachers who have ever lived have told us that the law of attraction is the most powerful law in the universe. Poets such as William Shakespeare, Robert Browning, and William Blake delivered it in their poetry. Musicians such as Ludwig van Beethoven expressed it through their music. Artists such as Leonardo da Vinci depicted in their paintings. Great thinkers including Socrates, Plato, Ralph Waldo Emerson, Pythagoras, Sir Francis Bacon, Sir Isaac Newton, Johann Wolfgang von Goethe, and Victor Hugo shared it in their writings and teachings. Their names have been immortalized and their legendary existence have survived centuries. Religions such as Hinduism, Hermetic traditions, Buddhism, Judaism, Christianity, and Islam, and civilizations such as the ancient Babylonians and Egyptians delivered it through their writings and stories. Recorded throughout the ages in all its forms, the law can be found in ancient writings through all the centuries. It was recorded in stone in 3000 BC. Even though some coveted this knowledge, and indeed they did, it has always been there for anyone to discover. The law began at the beginning of time. It has always been and will always be. It is a law that determines the complete order in the universe. Every moment of your life and every single thing you experience in your life. It doesn't matter who you are or where you are. The law of attraction is forming your entire life experience, and this all powerful law is doing that through your thoughts. You are the one who calls the law of attraction into action, and you do it through your thoughts. In 1912, Charles Haanel described the law of attraction as the greatest and most infallible law upon which the entire systems of creation depends. Bob Proctor, wise people have always known this. You can go right back to the ancient Babylonians. They have always known this. It's a small, select group of people. According to Bob Proctor, the ancient Babylonians and their great prosperity have been well documented by scholars. They are also known for creating one of the seven wonders of the world, the Hanging Gardens of Babylon. Through their understanding and application of the laws of the universe, they became one of the wealthiest races in history. Proctor says, why do you think that 1% of the population earns around 96% of all the money that's been earned? Do you think that's an accident? It's designated that way. They understand something. They understand the secret, and now you're being introduced to the secret. People who have drawn wealth into their lives use the secret whether consciously or unconsciously. They think thoughts of abundance and wealth, and they do not allow any contradictory thoughts to take root in their minds. Their predominant thoughts are of wealth. They only know wealth and nothing else exists in their minds. Whether they are aware of it or not, their predominant thoughts of wealth are what brought wealth to them. It is the law of attraction in action. A perfect example to demonstrate the secret and law of attraction in action is this. You may know people who acquired massive wealth lost it all, and within a short time acquired massive wealth again. What happened in these cases? Whether they knew it or not, it is their dominant thoughts were on wealth. That is how they acquired it in the first instance. Then they followed fearful thoughts of losing the wealth to enter their minds until those fearful thoughts of loss became their dominant thoughts. They tipped the scales from thinking thoughts of wealth to thinking thoughts of loss, and so they lost it all. Once they had lost it, however, the fear of loss disappeared, and they tipped the scales back with dominant thoughts of wealth, and wealth returned. The law responds to your thoughts, no matter what they may be. Like attracts like, said by John Assaraf. John Asraf says the simplest way for me to look at the law of attraction is if I think of myself as a magnet and I know that a magnet will attract to it. You are the most powerful magnet in the universe. You contain a magnetic power within you that is more powerful than anything in this world. And this unfathomable magnetic power is emitted through your thoughts. Bob Doyle, say author and law of attraction specialist, says basically put, the law of attraction says that like attracts like, but we are really taking a level of thought. The law of attraction says like attracts like, and so as you think a thought, you are also attracting like thoughts to you. Here are more examples you may have experienced of the law of attraction in your life. Have you ever started to think about something you were not happy about, and the more you thought about it, the worse it seemed? That's because as you think one sustained thought, the law of attraction immediately brings more like thoughts to you. In a matter of minutes, you have gotten so many like unhappy thoughts coming to you that the situation seems to be getting worse. The more you think about it, the more upset you get. You have you may have experienced attracting like thoughts when you listened to a song and then found that you couldn't get that song out of your head. The song just kept playing over and over in your mind. When you listened to that song, even though you may not have realized it, you gave your full attention and focus of thought to it. As you did that, you were powerfully attracting more like thoughts of that song. And so, the law of attraction moved into action and delivered more thoughts of that song over and over again. John Asroff says, our job as humans is to hold on to the thoughts of what we want, make it absolutely clear in our minds what we want, and from that we start to invoke one of the greatest law in the universe, and that's the law of attraction. You become what you think about most, but you also attract what you think about most. Your life right now is a reflection of your past thoughts. That includes all the great things and all the great things you consider not so great. Since you attract to you what you think about most, it is easy to see what your dominant thoughts have been on every subject of your life because that is what you have experienced until now. Now you are learning the secret, and with this knowledge, you can change everything. Bob Proctor, if you see it in your mind, you're going to hold it in your hand. If you can think about what you want in your mind and make that your dominant thought, you will bring it into your life. Mike Dooley says, and that principle can be summed up in three simple words: thought becomes things. Through this most powerful law, your thoughts become the things in your life. Your thought becomes things Say this over to yourself and let it seep into your conscious and your awareness. Your thought becomes things. John Asraf says, what most people don't understand is that a thought has a frequency. We can measure a thought, and so if you're thinking that thought over and over again, if you are imagining in your mind having that brand new car, having the money that you need, building that company, finding your soulmate. If you're imagining what that looks like, you're emitting that frequency on a consistent basis. Dr. Joe Whittaker says thoughts are sending out that magnetic signal that is drawing the parallel back to you. The predominant thought or the mental attitude is the magnet, and the law is that like attracts like. Consequently, the mental attitude will invariably attract such conditions as corresponds to its nature. Charles Hannell. Thoughts are magnetic and thoughts have a frequency. As you think, those thoughts are sent into the universe and they magnetically attract all like things that are on the same frequency. Everything sent out returns to the source, and that source is you. Think of it this way. We understand that television station transmission tower broadcast via frequency, which is transformed in pictures on your television. Most of us don't really understand how it works, but we know that each channel has a frequency. And when we tune into that frequency, we see the pictures on our television. We choose the frequency by selecting the channel, and we then receive the pictures broadcast on that channel. If we want to see different pictures on our television, we change the channel and run into a new frequency. You are a human transmission tower, and you are more powerful than any television tower created on earth. You are the most powerful transmission tower in the universe. Your transmission creates your life and it creates the world. The frequency you transmit reaches beyond cities, beyond countries, beyond the world. It reverberates throughout the entire universe, and you are transmitting that frequency with your thoughts. The pictures you receive from the transmission of your thoughts are not on a television screen in your living room. They are the pictures of your life. Your thoughts create the frequency. They attract like things on that frequency and then they are broadcast back to you as your life pictures. If you want to change anything in your life, change the channel and change the frequency by changing your thoughts. The vibrations of mental forces are the finest and consequently the most powerful in existence. By Charles Hannell. Bob Proctor says, see yourself living in abundance and you will attract it. It works every time with every person. As you think of yourself living in abundance, you are powerfully and consciously determining your life through the law of attraction. It's that easy. But then the most obvious question becomes why isn't everyone living in the life of their dreams? Attract the good instead of the bad. John Asraf says, here's the problem. Most people are thinking about what they don't want and they are wondering why it shows up over and over again. The only reason why people do not have what they want is because they are thinking more about what they don't want than what they do want. Listen to your thoughts and listen to the words you are saying. The law is absolute and there are no mistakes. An epidemic worse than any plague that humankind has ever seen has been raging for centuries. It is the don't want epidemic. People keep this epidemic alive when they predominantly think, speak, act, and focus on what they don't want. But this is the generation that will change history because we are receiving the knowledge that can free us of this epidemic. It begins with you, and you can become a pioneer of this new thought movement by simply thinking and speaking about what you want. Bob Doyle says the law of attraction doesn't care whether you perceive something to be good or bad, or whether you don't want it or whether you want it. It's responding to your thoughts. So, if you're looking at a mountain of debt, feeling terrible about it, that's the signal you are putting out into the universe. I feel really bad because of all this debt I have got. You are just affirming it to yourself. You feel it on every level of your being. That's what you're going to get or more of. The law of attraction is law of nature. It is impersonal and it does not see good things or bad things. It is receiving your thoughts and reflecting back to you those thoughts as your life experience. The law of attraction simply gives you whatever it is you are thinking about. Lisa Nicholas says the law of attraction is really obedient. When you think of the things that you want and you focus on them with all your intention, the law of attraction will give you exactly what you want every time. When you focus on the things that you don't want, I don't want to be late, I don't want to be late. The law of attraction doesn't hear that you don't want it. It manifests the things that you're thinking of, and so it's going to show up over and over and over again. The law of attraction is not biased or wants or don't want. When you focus on something, no matter what it happens to be, you really are calling that into existence. When you focus your thoughts on something you want and you hold that focus, you are in that moment summoning what you want with the mightiest power in the universe. The law of attraction doesn't compute don't or not or no or any other words of negation. As you speak words of negation, that is what the law of attraction is receiving. I don't want to spill something on this outfit. I want to spill something on this outfit and I want to spill more things. When we say, I don't want a haircut, it, it means I want bad haircuts. When we say, I don't want to be delayed, it means I want delays. I don't want that person to be rude to me. I want that person and more people to be rude to me. I don't want the restaurant to give away our table. I want restaurants to give away our tables. I don't want these shoes to hurt. I want these shoes to hurt. I can't handle all the work. I want more work than I can handle. I don't want to catch the flu. I want the flu and I want to catch more things. I don't want to argue. I want more arguing. Don't speak to me like that. I want you to speak to me like that, and I want other people to speak to me like that. The law of attraction is giving you what you are thinking about. Period. Bob Proctor. The law of attraction is always working whether you believe it or understand it or not. The law of attraction is the law of creation. Physicists tell us that the entire universe emerged from thought. You create your life through your thoughts, and the law of attraction, and every single person does the same. It doesn't just work if you know about it, it has always been working in your life and every other person's life throughout history. When you become aware of this great law, then you become aware of how incredibly powerful you are to be able to think your life into existence. Lisa Nicholas says, it's working as much as you're thinking. Anytime your thoughts are flowing, the law of attraction is working. When you're thinking about the past, the law of attraction is working. When you're thinking about the present or future, the law of attraction is working. It's an ongoing process. You don't press pause. You don't press stop. It's forever in action as your thoughts are. Whether we realize it or not, we are thinking most of the time. If you are speaking or listening to someone, you are thinking. If you are reading the newspaper or watching television, you are thinking. When you recall memories from your past, you are thinking. When you are considering something in your finance, you are thinking. Whether you are driving, you are thinking. When you are getting ready in the morning, you are thinking. For many of us, the only time we are not thinking is when we are asleep. However, the forces of attraction are still open on our last night's thoughts as we fall asleep. Make your last thought before going to sleep good thoughts. Michael Bernard Beckwith says, creation is always happening. Every time an individual has a thought or a prolonged chronic way of thinking, they are in the creation process. Something is going to manifest out of those thoughts. What are you thinking now is creating your future life. You create your life with your own future. Because of you have it